Executive Lounge is empowered by Villa Monticello, Ghana's premium boutique hotel. Villa Monticello, your home of tranquility.
Is this something you learned? Were you born an entrepreneur?
You got to start small.
I have not allowed being a woman to hold me back.
Credibility is not just making money, it's about making sure that people trust what you're doing.
Law practice is not only about going to court, it's about advice.
It's very difficult to hire somebody who's not motivated and then make them motivated.
One of the things that I'm known for is integrity.
They have to see you as a person of integrity.
Right. Welcome to the Executive Lounge. I'm Inshira Adam. Welcome to the Executive Lounge, the business leadership program that brings you nuggets and insights from men and women who have scaled the daunting hurdles of managing or growing businesses. Now I'll tell you something interesting. This person we're going to feature today has not built a business. What he's done is built a brand, and you'll understand that in a moment. He's 22 years, he's 6'9". He's Ghanaian, and he plays in the NBA. Welcome to the show, Bentil.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
You are tall.
You are short.
Yeah, I get told that very often. But 6'9". What kind of genes did you have growing up?
I guess the blessing genes. I mean, both my mom and my dad are pretty tall, so I guess the genes, I was favored to be tall.
Okay. Did you always want to play basketball?
No. I always wanted to, be a businessman, go to school for business management, which is what I'm majoring in right now. And, one day own my own business and just, control my own destiny.
Okay. So how did basketball happen?
Freshman year when I went to high school, every coach, he's 6'5", a freshman. Coach would recruit you to come play the game, rebound for him or whatever. But I fell in love with the sport. It was the sport that when I was in the gym, I felt like it was my safe zone. Like no matter what was going on, anytime I'm in the gym, it's like I forget. So I fell in love with the sport, and I just worked hard at it.
Wow, that's interesting. We're going to come back to basketball, but I would like to know the Bentil, the real Bentil. What was it like growing up? What was your family like?
The real Bentil is a local second D kid, born and raised. My family, is my mom. My dad is still there, but he was really not in my life. It was my mom, I have 3 brothers, 1 sister. We just grind through it. My brothers was basically like my dad, providing for us, making sure we're good. My mom working her tail off, to cater for all of us. And, I was blessed to meet some people in my life. Met a couple of people, Claude, Mimi Falconer, my friend Joe, Dr. J, all those guys, when we used to play, when they used to play basketball, they used to be like idols. I used to just watch them, and I learned the game better. One thing about me is I'm very book smart. So I like education, and that helped me, with the chance of studying abroad.
So growing up, you said your dad wasn't much a part of your life. How was it like not having him around?
It was pretty tough. Because I'm a person that's really big on family, and as time goes on, I felt like not having your dad around kind of hurt, because you see other people with their family, both mom and dad having a blast, and you just got your mom's, she's doing anything possible for everything to work for you and your brother. So it was pretty tough, but at the same time, I knew who my father was. I ain't got no, beef or conflict with him or anything. I appreciate that he brought me into this world for me to become who I am today. So, yeah.
Right. Now, you went through your education, your primary education here. Tell me about life at school.
I went to Old Hospital, JSS, which is like a school right behind Jendu Park in Secondary. It was fun. I'm like the neighborhood kid, and the kid that did all the sports. I always wanted to try it all, even if I wasn't good, I was just gonna try it, you know. So had a lot of friends, and the teachers really liked me. I was book smart, and you know, I'm extrovert, so I try to reach out to anybody and say hi, you know, because you never know.
Were you mischievous?
Yeah, you just saying hi to somebody might brighten their day, you know. You might have a bad day or whatever. So that was just me. It was just been my personality the whole time.
Okay. Now you said you're book smart, and that's something you don't always hear about someone who had an absentee dad, because in our culture, the man's voice is very critical in raising, especially a male child. But you turned out okay with just your mom, you know, working hard to keep you going. What are some of the things that she did?
Besides beating me up? I mean, she just mentored me the right way. She always used to tell us, you know, she's going to do as much as she can, but at the same time, we're going to be men of our own. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to watch my older brothers and how, you know, they're trying to better their lives and, you know, working and paying for their own stuff, you know, and dressing good. And I always wanted to be like them and even better. And so I can, you know, someday take care of my mother. But my mother always, you know, provided anything possible, gave me the necessary discipline if I needed it. So I appreciate everything she does for me and did and will do for me, and I'm doing anything possible for her to enjoy.
That's great. So you had examples of your older brothers. How important was that relationship with them for you to have the confidence of a young adult?
It was super important. It's just the fact that your dad is never around, and basically the only other man voice you hear is your older brothers in the house. Besides, you know, your mom always telling you, you kind of get used to it. Yeah, what's she gonna do? Beat me up? But at the same time, your older brother, you know, it's like their next authority up. So it was big for me. And I'm privileged to have my brothers that, you know, cared and loved me, and you know, I can never thank them. You know.
What's your relationship with your sister?
Oh, I was a mama's and a sister's boy. You know, they pampered me a lot. I love my sister a lot. You know, right now, when I came home, she seen me, she couldn't believe how big I got. And she was like, wow. And I'm like, you know, I'm not that little kid no more. But at the same time, she's very dear to my heart and everything. So.
When did you leave Ghana?
I left when I was 15.
Okay, 7 years ago.
Yep.
And what was your expectations when you were leaving to go to the States?
My expectations was, you know, go get a better education, you know, in a better environment, I guess, better opportunities, you know, be a successful person someday, come back here, establish a business and all that. But, you know, I always had dreams of doing other things, you know, opening up my own foundation and all of that. So, yeah.
Interesting stuff. So you arrive in the States, 15-year-old, new culture, new environment. Did you fit in straight away? How was it like?
The transition was tough. The transition was pretty tough, considering the fact that you left your family to come over to a different culture. You by yourself, different environment, different standard of academics, you know. But at the same time, I had a mission. I had something on my mind that I wanted to accomplish. So that motivated me to keep going through.
Wow. What do you think you took away from home? The exposure to your brothers, your mom, the environment you grew up in. What kind of value system do you think it gave you that anchored you in the time where you needed to settle in a new culture?
How I grew up, the life we had, things we never had, the fact that opportunities never come. So when opportunity comes about once, you got to take it and make it happen, make it worth it. So that was my moral background life. That was the thing that pushed me to really being focused on where I want to go and how I want to be and what, you know, aspect I need to get done.
Did you find that going into the States in a new environment, you stood out? Did you find that you stood out just like you did as a young kid here in Ghana?
Yeah, I truly believe everybody in their own person is special. You special, I'm special.
That's right.
Everybody in this world is special. So you gotta do something significant or distinct to, you know, separate yourself. So yeah, obviously I felt that I stood out but it motivated me to make that standing out some really achievable and approaching.
So the road to the NBA wasn't easy, I hear.
No, it's not.
But was that the ultimate? Even though you fell in love with this, after you fell in love with the sport?
After I fell in love with the sport and I realized, I can go to college playing basketball, I'm like, yeah, why not? If I'm taking this shot to college, why not just take the big shot? I'm a kid from nowhere, so what's going to hurt? Nothing is going to hurt. It's an opportunity. Everybody would love to be in that situation. So I just worked hard at it, and I was blessed, too.
But when you play sports, generally you become the toast of the town. You either fall into bad company if you're not careful. Every pretty girl wants to hang out with you, and that could throw you off focus. How have you been able to maintain focus and avoid hurting your career, basically?
Man, it's been tough, but at the same time, you got people in your circle that keep you humble, keep you focused, and you still have a mission of where you want to go, what you want to accomplish, and I give it up to Mimi. Even if I can, I call that dude every day. He calls me every day, just to check up on me, just to make sure everything is going right, just to keep my mind on the mission and where I want to go in life and what I want to do. So those things, yeah, it's part of the lifestyle, but at the same time, I never let it, deter me from the track or where I want to go. So, yeah, I guess I balance it out and just live life, because at the end of the day, we are human beings. We got to live life.
So far, so good.
So good.
Generally, it's very difficult for people to take guidance from people who suddenly you earn more than they do, and you pretty much can buy anything you want and do anything you feel like. How are you able to remain humble and listen to people who suddenly you've become far more influential than they are?
I am who I am. The money don't make me. So at the same time, it's those people that was there before the money even came in, before the fame even came in. So sometimes I don't know. I've been talking to Mimi sometimes, and we talk and we chat. I'm like, yo, I'm broke. I'm trying to get more money, but at the same time, it's just being humble, being who you are around the right people, and the people taking good care of you, and you taking good care of your body, and just living life, loving the people that love you, loving who you are, loving your community, your country, your city, all that.
Great. We're going to take a break for the Executive Lounge. When we come back, we'll learn some more about the road to the draft and how Ben Bentil got into the NBA. This is the Executive Lounge. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to the Executive Lounge with me, Inshirado. And as you know, we're talking to Ben Bentil, who's a Ghanaian NBA player. And he's been telling us about his life and how he got into the NBA. We're going to learn a little more about him. Now, Ben, before we went for the break, we were talking about the business of basketball. So you went into the States, you went into college, you started playing, and the rest is history, as they say. But trying to understand the journey there, how was the infrastructure that you were exposed to compared to what you have here, or were exposed to at the time?
It was two complete, different things. The fact that the game over there is played indoors, played on a wooden floor, and in Ghana we don't even have an indoor gym yet. But the style of play, the competition, the level of competition, the conference you play in, the arenas, the fans. It was something extremely, different. But at the same time, you adjust to it quickly if you're really passionate about the game, and you just grind towards the end goal. So yeah, that infrastructure was awesome. I say awesome in helping me develop and grow to become who I am today.
You talked about the game, the fans, the environment, and all of those things. the NBA is big business. People get signed for big money, and they also do big ticket endorsements and things like that. How important is the brand that you play for and your own personal brand important?
It's very important because branding, opens up the idea of you even getting a job, which is getting signed by a team, and you getting endorsed by other companies, you being presentable to a point of the company. It's like, we can invest this money in this person for whatever they're doing or for this purpose. And the NBA itself is a business, as you said, they invest in you and basically, get their profits, you get your share. And yeah, they pay you a lot of money, but at the same time, you approach it as your job, even though you're passionate about it. It's something you play for fun, but that's your job. You expected to come in every day, to perform, to do your job, and just help the organization achieve the highest goal possible.
So the NBA itself is a business. You, the player, are part of this big business, and you have to be a brand as well. Some of the NBA players tend to, in time past, some of the names I remember, were very, they had notoriety for one reason or the other. Is that something that gets you noticed or could go against your brand? And how important is it for you to keep your brand the way it is?
Well, one thing I'm gonna say is how everybody grew up. Everybody have a different personality and a different purpose. But at the same time, yeah, we got all that, attention or the, accolades in the world, whatever. But at the same time, people have their own feelings. People have their own beliefs. People have their own characters, whatever they want to do. And yeah, you can try to help them change, try to monitor them, or try to, give them advice on what to do and what not to do. But at the same time, everybody's their own. It's your own brand. And with my brand, it's about giving back. Most of the people in the NBA just gives back. And just being a kid from Ghana, coming back to give back to his community, to his country is a huge deal for me. Like, with me, the idea of somebody saying thank you to me is bigger than giving me $1 million. Just the fact that you said thank you makes me feel like special. Like, at least you acknowledge what I did. So yeah, everybody has their own brand, and my brand is
yours is about giving back.
Giving back.
Right. Now, you signed for the originally your pick was for the Celtics, and then you have this business of waivers and things. Can you walk me through how the whole draft thing works?
Well, got drafted by the Celtics, got signed, got waived, and then I got to Indiana, got signed by Indiana. And then
I had the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, and then I had to go to China for a month. It was an unbelievable experience. Different country, different continent, different style of play. It was fun over there. It was fun. The fact that I even get to travel to different countries, because basketball is a game that makes you travel. So it was an unbelievable experience. And came back with the Pacers, where I had to play with in the D League with the Fort-Wayne Mad Ants, and then I got called up back to the NBA by the Mavericks, and it was an unbelievable experience.
The Mavericks. This is the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
Okay. So you played. What was it like stepping out onto the court?
Oh, it was like mission accomplished. When you go home and you see your mom buying your Christmas, clothes, and it's hanged up, but it's not Christmas yet, so you cannot put it on. So getting on the court was Christmas for me, and getting to play with the guys you idolize, and you need to. When I was in college and modeled my game around, now they're basically like rivals on the court with me. Was unbelievable blessing, and the fact that I was there when Dirk had that 30,000 points, it's the craziest achievement ever. Like,
So you joining that party on the court?
Yeah, I was on there. I smacked him in the head 100 times. But it was an unbelievable experience. With the fact that even being in the same locker room with Dirk, him giving me advice on how to approach a game, how to prepare, how to be a pro, and how to take care of my body, because basically our body is a machine for whatever we doing. So it's just been an unbelievable rookie year.
How important? Help me understand when you. So he's giving you advice on your body and how to work out and eat and rest and all of that. But there are professionals who handle all of these things. How important are they to the success of a player like yourself?
One thing they always talk about is investing, being smart with your money, setting yourself up not to, not live that life when you was in the NBA, because you wanna keep that life going. So it's Dirk always used to tell me how to you got to invest in this. Try to invest in that. Just try to make sure that your money that you're earning is working for you. Your money is making you money. So, I was privileged to be in the locker room with a great vets that cared about the rookies and made sure the transition into the NBA from college was not that hard for us. But, I was blessed to be in that position.
So you've heard all the advice on how to invest your money, make it work for you, ensure that when you're done playing, there's a cushion that will see you through the rest of your life. But you talk about giving back a lot. How do you reconcile the mindset of being a business person who typically would work for profit and also want to give back to society?
Working for profit will be on another aspect. That's when my business management is going to come in. But giving back has always been a thing. I would rather, if I have $10, I would rather spend $8 giving it to somebody for free and try to use that $2 to make that $10 back. But at the same time, as I said, the common thank you is whatever. Basketball is a huge thing in the United States. My dream is to make it a huge thing in Ghana. In Africa itself. That's why I'm trying to get back to the kids, because when you start the game at a young age, you get to feel for it. You get to, know whether you like it or not, whether you're passionate about it or not, and just give them a chance of maybe someday get into the NBA themselves.
Tell me about the Bentil Skills Camp.
The Skills Camp, is a camp that I just, get to mingle with the kids, show them the basic concept of basketball, how to step in and shoot, dribble in, get to play with each other, and get to know who I am, get to embrace me, not the guy that they see on TV or see on posters all the time. I just want the kids to feel who I am, like the normal Ghanaian kid. I want them to see that everything is possible, like there's still hope, and I want them to see me as a pathway to success.
So you're inspiring children, hopefully, that they can aspire to the greatness of playing in the NBA and probably achieve more. Why do you want to do that?
Me growing up, myself growing up, I didn't have anything. My family didn't have anything, I just had to grind a lot of ways to just even get some food going, But at the same time, I always had this vision that someday I'm gonna be successful. You're looking up to guys and whatnot, but my foundation that I'm about to launch, the Bentil Foundation, is a foundation that's gonna help kids, that want to study abroad. But right now, since it's a start, it's more going to be skewed to like basketball. Try to help them get academic scholarship through basketball to study abroad and get to play the game. But the dream is at the end, I want to expand it to whatever variety it is. Be it music, drama, journalism, whatever the kid want to do. I want to be able to help for the kid to study abroad. Get a scholarship be it the United States, UK, wherever the kids want to go and wherever the opportunity opens up. So that's the dream, and that's what I'm working towards, you know, getting the sponsorships, trying to meet up with the right people and make this work. So, yeah, that's the dream.
And all of this is stuff that you're leveraging your brand on. And so for those who, be it sports personalities or people who are, how do you build that brand that becomes attractive to businesses that say, I want to help you achieve this goal of yours and support this cause?
I think it's being genuine, you know, being who you are and standing behind your motives of what you want to do, and basically putting actions towards it. You know, I always said to Mimi, I'm going to go to the NBA and I'm going to come back home and I'm going to do a camp, and my camp is going to be forever. It's going to be a legacy. I always wanted a legacy. I wanted to be known for doing something that's for the community, that's for the kids, you know. Like even when I'm no more, my kids grow up, they can be like, hey, his dad started this, his dad made this happen. So I've always been about legacy. So I feel like doing the right thing at the right time, you know, being of the right cause will influence the people that know the genuinity of the thing and make it happen. That they will help. And as I always say, you know, even if the help comes or not, I'll try anything possible to make it work.
It's a very laudable plan, but it's also not easy. What are some of the challenges and how have you gone around them?
It's challenging, the fact that I'm in the States and I'm trying to build this thing over here, and me not being hands-on, really making everything work, but I trust people here that is going to get it done. And at the same time, you know, the sponsorships, people basically want you to come in person and sit down and talk to them, but I can't, you know, I got other stuff to do. But that's the challenging part. And then the fact that, you know, trying to reach out to other companies or other schools, you know, work out with the scholarship teams and all of that, and just trying to people to understand what I'm trying to build, like what I'm trying to accomplish, and if they're gonna be on board or not. And so it's basically, that's the business aspect that come in, selling yourself to get what you want. So yeah.
So Ben, you're majoring in business management in college. Why did you choose business management?
As I said earlier, I always had the dream of wanting to own my own business, be a business manager someday. You know, business management, I said earlier, is a dream, and the fact that basketball is never a guarantee. You know, I'm not going to play forever. Eventually, I'm going to hang it up. So it's one I'm going to fall back on. You know, on my business degree. You know, earn me a job somewhere. You know, even if it's not my own work, my own, you know, industry or my own company, my own business, work for somebody else and you know, get paid some money to keep living that lifestyle.
Interesting. Now, if you were done playing with your business degree and some decent bank balance, where will you invest?
I already invested in the United States. I'm gonna keep investing in the United States. You know, I'm gonna invest in Ghana because there's nothing better than investing from your roots, showing them that you really care and you want the economy to grow. So that's one thing I'm gonna do. And you know, I'm already trying to make, you know, connections out here on what's going on, what's the newest thing in market, what's selling the most, and you know, what's going to earn me the most profit, you know, to help me better my investment. So yeah, I'm gonna invest anywhere possible. I'm a business major, so I take risks to see what it is, what's going to happen.
So, sports. Growing up, children don't get encouraged by their parents to go and play sports because, especially if you're a child in school, there's this stereotype that, you know, sports athletes and ballers and footballers, you know, they're not inclined to want to study, or they're not book smart. But you are in college and you're combining basketball and what do you say to that perception?
I think it's is a wrong perception, and that fact is when it comes in with the perception versus the reality. Everybody perceive it, but they don't really know the reality. So they just got to make sure they get to know the person, get to talk to them and make sure that whatever they doing just is the right thing they doing, But I know a lot of athletes that like to read, like to study. Yeah, they might come out like they don't want to, but deep down, yeah, they're gonna get it done. But at the same time, that stereotype, I just think is absolute nonsense. But it's always that perception versus reality thing.
But how does the system itself lend the hand to ensure that you're getting an education if you want to play basketball?
That's why there's the academic scholarship. Like in the States, you got to keep a certain type of GPA to be eligible to play. So those make you work. You got to study, you got to get your work done, you got to pass classes to be able to play.
So you can't just be in college for the sake of being there so you play basketball.
No, definitely not. You got to go to class, you got to get to some certain type of GPA so you can play. That's the NCAA rules, and you got to get it done or you're not playing.
Interesting. So it is the system that also encourages the individual to continue schooling.
Yeah.
Interesting thoughts. Something new to learn every day. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll catch some more with Bentil. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Executive Lounge with me and Shiva Ado. Today we're talking to Ben Bentil, a Ghanaian NBA star. Ben, I'd like to know, in your opinion, what would it take to grow basketball and sports in general in Ghana?
It's going to take a lot, the right people, the people on top of Ghanaian basketball, the kids wanted to play, and I know they want to play because, I see every kid walking around basically every court playing every night, and the fact that, the higher authorities, the people in the chair, in the higher seats, got to first of all try to get an indoor court, get an indoor gym that the kids don't have to stop playing when it's raining, being there, put in the right work, meet the right people, just make an effort. Because people like me, I'm going to do anything to make Ghana basketball grow, and the fact that I want a national team. One of my dreams is to play for my nation. See that logo on your chest, where I say Ghana on your chest. So, and I know a lot of players that in the States, other places that are from Ghana that is willing and would love to play for their country, but all this happening, we just need the right means. We need a gym, we play on wooden floor. We can come and practice on the concrete floor, mess up our knees, so we need to get insurance. Like, let's say we come back and we get hurt, what's going to happen? Because we have contracts in the NBA. Just the right people, making sure the right thing is happening.
So
the right
infrastructure, personnel.
Yeah, we got to get the right funds, and there are people that is willing to chip in anything possible to make it happen.
So the system has to, or the government essentially has to take the bold step in growing.
In growing it. And there are kids that would love to be there. Even let's say you're building a gym, you're building a basketball arena, and you worried about paying for the labor or whatever, I'm sure the kids that play the sport would do it, because I'm that type that I would rather go work at the place that I know will benefit me than just wasting my time. I would rather go work at trying to make this arena happen and so that I can benefit from it than just goofing around and doing unnecessary stuff.
What does it take to keep an NBA player fit for purpose?
It takes a lot. First of all, is what is going to even get you there? The amount of work you put in, the sacrifice, the opportunity.
Actually, hold that thought. I normally wouldn't do this, but let's do the journey. Because you started playing in the college league, and in the conference you were playing, it wasn't an easy conference.
Ooh, the Big East is not.
Okay, now explain to us how that worked, and then we'll talk about how we keep you fit for purpose.
Well, you know, freshman year, I was one of those role players. I came in highly recruited, but I had to earn my stripes. It's basically everywhere you go, you got to earn your stripes. So, you know, I worked hard every day. I wanted to be one of the guys the coach can trust and would know that whatever is going on, he can trust me with it, you know. So I just put in a lot of work, and then it came sophomore year, and it was my turn, you know. And I get to handle this year, and I had great players on my team. You know, I had a player, Chris Dunn, who got drafted with me at the same time. He played for Minnesota. He turns to be one of my best friends. So Chris and I and my teammates, Rodney, Junior, everybody in the team, we just go to war every day. You know, that's how we call it. Game days is war day for us. And
so game day is war day.
Yeah, it's war day. And we call war days kill day. So that was our mentality. That's been my mentality in approaching in the game and approaching life itself. So that was just, the Big East was tough. You know, you got players like Villanova, you get teams like Villanova, Seton Hall, Creighton, Butler. All these guys is tough. And Villanova, you know, won the national championship last year, and they was in the Final Four this year. It's just crazy. It's tough.
So you were playing against colleges that had history and pedigree on their side, and that wasn't easy.
That wasn't easy.
But you did.
We
take your team through.
We was up there. Yeah, we went to the Big Dance. So my whole time.
Big Dance. What's the Big Dance?
It's the NCAA tournament. It's the thing. It's the biggest thing for college basketball. You know, you're playing college basketball. Everybody want to go to the Big Dance because you get the best experience ever. Like, you get a police escort to the games, to your practice. You know, you get the sirens. You got a big butt. You know, everything is fun. You know, you just get the lid.
So you're in a big tall bus.
Yeah, big tall bus.
With
you know,
the police in front of you, cheerleaders,
no traffic. You just gone, and the game is, you know, it's just fun. It's packed. You know, it's just.
And the games are live on TV.
Yeah,
as well.
It's always live. Every game we play is live on national TV, and everybody watching. People make brackets on who they think is going to win and all that, full of surprises. And it's one of the most unbelievable experience I ever had in my 2 years in college. But it's like, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know, but have you ever been in front of like 25,000 people screaming?
No.
Man, that's something crazy, especially when you're playing on the road. Like, you go to, let's say we go to like Villanova, and we got a game at Villanova.
I missed a penalty in front of 300 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was too much for me to handle. So, you know, in front of 25,000 people, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Like, you walk in the arena, it's just, you can't even see some people sitting up top, you know, but and they're screaming at you.
What goes on in your mind when you walk out there? How are you able to not just bottle it and mess up the day?
We always used to say some things, and when I came in as a freshman, one of my coaches always used to say, because when we practice, you know, we talking all that, yeah, we good. He said, when the big lights come on, it's time to perform. So it's like, yeah, I never knew what he meant until we had a practice gym and we had a big arena that we're playing. So until my first game in college, and then we pulled up in the gym and really got out there, and the lights was brighter. Like, it was bigger. I'm like, oh, snap. There's like a lot of people in there. I'm like, it's time to perform. So it's like, when you get out there, it can go south or you can go north. You know, it's like, you can just come out there and use the crowd as, you know, motivation, energy, and just keep, either you keep them quiet, that's being on the road and, you know, they're against you and they're yelling at you, or it's being home with your own fans and you keep them pumped up because they keep you going. But it's one of the biggest, excitement ever.
I can imagine. I saw the glint in your eye. But you were about to tell us, before I interjected, what it takes to keep an NBA player fit for purpose.
Ooh, man, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. First of all, just taking care of the body. Because your whole day, that's the 24-hour day, you know, you go to practice basically like 4 hours.
4 hours of practice?
Yeah, basically, you know, you got to lift, you know, you got to get treatment, you know, practice is like basically 2 hours. After that, you know, get in the cold tub, ice tub, make sure the body gets stretched.
Okay, hang on a second. An ice tub. What happens in an ice tub?
Ice tub is it's like a big tub of water, but it's cold with ice. Like it's very, very cold, set to a certain temperature, and you can just, I don't know how much
Cold,
you take, but
ice cold water, and then you climb in there.
yeah, you just get in there. Yeah, you just get in there.
What does it do for
max
the
is like
body?
15 minutes. You know, it stimulates the body. It helps you heal the joints. You know, because you're basically on your feet all the time. You know, up and back. You need to refresh it. You know, you need to make it stronger, I guess. So I even sometimes just sitting at home watching TV. You just put ice pack on your knees, just to soak my feet in ice, just to make sure, you know, you just feel good. It feel good. It get to a point, because I ain't gonna lie to you, basketball is fun, but doing this a lot, man,
It's tough.
it is tough. You get tired, you know. You feel like, some days you wake up, you're like, oh man, I gotta do this again. But you love it so much. Immediately you get into the gym, you're like, let's get it. So you gotta do all that. You gotta stretch, get a lot of massage. But one of the biggest things is sleeping. Sleep a lot. You gotta rest. You gotta rest, cause like playing in the NBA, the traveling is ridiculous. Like we're playing when I was Boston. We play in Boston, and you fly to Charlotte to go play that same night, and you got to fly back to Boston because you got another game the very next day. But so it's like going everywhere. Going to Indiana, playing from Indiana, flying to LA to go play in LA, and then flew from LA going to Toronto to play. Like
So you're just zigzagging and crisscrossing all over the place.
You're just going everywhere. And sometimes, you know, how the schedule is, they try to schedule the closer, you know, cities and states so that we play better. At the same time, the traveling is even crazy. So your sleep is important. The sleep. You got to sleep and rest the body, because when you rest, the body feel. And then one of the biggest things is nutrition. So got to make sure, you know, I got a nutritionist. So
Do you have a nutritionist?
yes, I do. Just eat the right thing. I know I'm on TV, but I be cheating sometimes. If she hears this, she would kill me. But yeah,
You just told the truth.
hey, sometimes, you know, you a kid that grew up basically not having nothing, not eating like that. So, you know, sometimes I feel like, nah, I just need some like that she don't want me to eat. But yeah, listening to your nutrition and eating healthy, like you see the difference, because I've seen the difference a lot. It gives you more energy. You feel more refreshed when you wake up. You know, you're not prone to getting sick. You feel healthy. It just, the body grows, you know, because of the heavy lifting and everything. You know, you just feel good, basically, with eating healthy. And me coming to Ghana, she gave me a list of stuff I should be eating out here, but I'm not listening to her. I'm home.
You're home.
Yeah.
But you do know that you're going to be paying for this.
Oh yeah, I mean I do eat healthy, but sometimes, come on, I'm home. I gotta try the local food. There ain't no food healthier than the organic food in Ghana. Just know that.
So you're holding your ground on that.
Yeah,
one.
that's true. I mean, yeah, I ain't have nothing against the food in the United States. I mean, there's a lot of chemicals in there, but this is just natural food from our farms out here. So it's just good.
So Ben, tell me what the day in the life of an NBA player is. This is not game day. This is not war day. Just generally what you do.
You know, it just depends what time practice is. Most of the time practice is at like 10 in the morning. So, you know, wake up like at like 7:30. You know, get something to eat. Get my smoothie in, basically. You know, get to the gym 2 hours before practice, because I was a rookie. Get a workout, lift. Get your shots. I get to get sweat going, be loose before, you know, the coaches and everybody, the vets come in 10 o'clock, you know, practice starts. You know, we go through practice. After practice, you get your extra work in. You know, you come home, make sure you eat, sleep. I play a lot of video games, so I've been playing video games, hanging out with my boys, and then later that night, you know, sometimes I go to the mall, I shop, whatever. I play golf too, so sometimes we go play golf. And then sometimes at night, it's just late night, like 10 p.m. You just go back to the gym and get some shots up, you know, a little bit conditioning, and that's a normal day for me.
That is a normal day for you. Thought it was more glamorous than that. Seems like a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But so, who were some of your role models growing up?
When I was growing up, my big brother was my role model. Mimi was my role model. My coaches that coached me were all my role models. It's like there are guys that I respect a lot, and then there are guys that have in that Ghanaian culture. You know, anybody that's above you that's doing very good, you just look up to them, and it's just those guys.
Wow. Now you are a role model for many people. Does that put a lot of pressure on you?
Yeah, I guess it puts pressure on me, as in like I feel like when I'm on the court, I feel like I'm representing myself, I'm representing my family, and I'm representing my country. So I feel like I don't want to let any of them down. I know it's just me, but I just don't want to let any of them down. But like I said in my camp that I had last week, Saturday, with the kids, and they were just sitting down, and I ran inside of them, and I'm like, no, I'm me. Don't look at me as a basketball player. Look at me as a regular guy, the kid from Takrady that did all that. And the kids was just blowing off, and even when I first spoke Fanti to them, they was all looking at me like, I'm like, I'm from here, so I know how to speak it. So it's like, just having kids look up to me is just something unbelievable, you know. And then I want to lead by a good example. I want them to know through hard work, belief, you know, praying to God, and just doing the right things, something good will happen out of it.
Would you say you're a spiritual person?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, grounded.
Yeah, I believe in God a lot. I feel like anything we do in life is by God, you know. Just us sitting here breathing, having air in our lungs is just by God's grace. So you always got to give Him thanks, you know.
So apart from wanting to have a league in Ghana that you start and playing for the national team and helping basketball grow, what else would you like to be remembered for?
My foundation. Not the fact that I'm the first Ghanaian ever to play in the NBA or whatever, but just the fact that there's a Bentil Foundation that when they talk about basketball in Ghana, it will be the first thing to come in mind. It will be a legacy that I left behind that a lot of people from this country will achieve from, and maybe, you know, the whole of Africa as time goes.
Wow, interesting. Now, when you look at the NBA, I mean, you're all superstars and you command great following. How much of pressure does that put you under when the people are expecting you to be a certain way, but you have your own set of beliefs and practices?
Immediately you join that cult, it's like your life just turns around. It's like, it just gets to a point, I feel like when you get in the NBA, there's no privacy in your life no more. Wherever you go, somebody know you. So you gotta have a different style of approach of your life. You gotta say the right things, but you still gotta be you. You know, I feel like you can't hide who you are and just to impress somebody, because then when they get to find out, they'll be more hurt. Then so I feel like the pressure of just being a pro is there, but at the same time, it's our job, so we're comfortable with it. We're comfortable approaching media. We're comfortable approaching fans. We're comfortable setting our mind, you know, telling what's on our mind, what we want to do and what we don't want to do. So, the pressure just comes with who we are.
Wonderful. Well, listen, it's been so much fun talking to you. I want to take you over to the court and show you that I can out-jump you.
You don't want that.
Are you sure?
You definitely don't want that.
I take the cameras with me.
You definitely don't want that.
Okay, well, I admire your confidence. We'll prove it in a moment. But great having you on the Executive Lounge. As always, we end with 5 things I picked from the conversation. Number 1, be yourself, be genuine. And you can't go wrong being yourself. It's when you try to be something you're not that you get found wanting. Number 2, work hard. You heard him. He goes into the gym 2 hours before practice and he stays on to do extra work. And sometimes in the evening, he still gets to work out. And number 3, surround yourself with the right people. He's got people in his inner circle that keep him grounded and humble and hungry, going after the dream. Number 4, always remember that there's grace under our wings that keeps us going. Don't forget that. And number 5 is stay focused. Hard work pays, is what he says. Well, it's been great having you on the show, and Bentil. And we look forward to seeing your name in lights. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you to Kuku Apia, my producer, and the entire crew, and Villa Monticello for making this happen. As I always say, go forward, make rain, shalom. See you next time. Is this something you learned? Were you born an entrepreneur?
You got to start small.
I have not allowed being a woman to hold me back.
Credibility is not just making money, it's about making sure that people trust what you're doing.
Law practice is not only about going to court, it's about advice.
It's very difficult to hire somebody who's not motivated and then make them motivated.
One of the things that I'm known for is integrity.
They have to see you as a person of integrity. It was
Welcome to the Executive Lounge. I'm Inshira Adam.
The Executive Lounge is empowered by Villa Monticello, Ghana's premium boutique hotel. Villa Monticello, your home of tranquility.